best thing that's ever happened. It's great. It's fantastic.
73 men sailed up from the San Francisco Bay.
Oh, what a great story this is. The good ship Prosperity left Steveston this afternoon for the herring fishing grounds off Qualicum Beach. Why? It's all part of the herring sale to raise money to help kids with cancer undergoing treatment at BC Children's Hospital. We catch up with the captain of the Prosperity. First time I've ever done an interview where a man is at sea. Brent Milan joining us today. Ahoy, Captain. How are you?
Very good.
Thank you for joining us.
It's a beautiful evening on the water.
Well, thankfully, it's a beautiful evening on the water. Tell us a little bit about fishermen helping kids with cancer.
It's a kind of a unique charity where 100% of the proceeds all go to the children.
Yeah, everybody volunteers their time. I mean, you, the crew, the people on the dock, everything. I mean, that's very, very unique. How difficult was it? I mean, obviously the spark being, the daughter of someone that was in your industry, but, I mean, is it tough to get people to be like, yeah, I'll donate my time to go out there and get 60 tons of herring?
It's very unique because without all the volunteers, it would not work.
Yeah, and including, now, I don't know whether I saw this properly, but you're captaining the Prosperity.
Yeah.
Is the Prosperity, was it donated boat? Is it your boat?
No, I actually run the boat for a gentleman by the name of Randy Rifle. He donates license and fuel, and the crew donates the labor, the time, and other boats help participate, and a lot of other fishermen from all facets of the industry can volunteer for the day, and we thank you very much for helping us.
Well, my pleasure, and you should thank Phil Eidsvik as well, because Phil sent me an email this morning and said, this is a great story, everybody needs to be talking about this, so I'm just passing along. So thanks to Phil for emailing the show and letting us know about this, and best of luck out there tonight, Brent.
Just one comment there. Yeah. Our real heroes are the troops at Children's Hospital. I think they do an awesome job of looking after all the children that go there.
Amen, brother. I'll chime in on that as well. Thank you so much for your time. That is Brent Milan, captain of the Prosperity, out on the high seas, as it were. But apparently quite calm and a beautiful night, which is great for those guys because they certainly deserve it. Volunteering their time, 100%. The people on the boats, the people on the docks, the licenses, the fuel, everything is volunteered, and just a great organization. Fishermen Helping Kids with Cancer.com. You've got on the shift on CKNW News Talk 980.
Make him buy 10 pounds of herring. Make him buy 10 pounds of herring. Make him buy 10 pounds of herring. Oh, 40 pounds. In the morning. Away, hey. She rises. Away, hey. She rises. Away, hey. She rises. Early in the morning.
The word is spreading. It's been awesome. Our first customer was here at 4 o'clock in the morning. He drove in from Chilliwack. He waited in his car. When I arrived about 4:45, there was 10 or 15 people outside, and they just kept coming from there. Our crew arrived 5 o'clock, started pre-bagging. We opened the doors at 6:45 and started selling. The inside of the building was completely full of people, 300 people at least inside, and 100 or so outside the building. So the wait for herring is about an hour right now, and it's been just steady. And congrats to all our fishermen helpers in behind us here that are working their tails off to fill those bags as fast as possible. Brings the fishermen together, and there's not a lot of social functions. As you can see, they're all happy and smiling in behind us, and it's more of a social event for them. And they come together, and they're hard workers. The industry loves to pull together like that, and it's not just industry, but suppliers as well, truck drivers, unloading facilities. The guys here at the plant and the unloading facilities is all donated for free. They're working their tails off as well. So everybody's pretty tired at the end of the day, but it gives you a real good feeling in your heart, I can tell you that.
It's like prawn fishing, we're all friends and brothers at the dock. We go out fishing, we hit each other, but this is great. Everybody comes together. Like I said earlier, it's a great cause. Get everybody out here, big crowds, it's excellent.
Quality's good. They got lots of ice on the fish. Running the show. No, I'm bagging the herring. Well, I fish salmon, mostly on the Nita Dawn seine boat. Also fish herring, and I also fish prawns.
Jimmy had a tow and no dails. Two jumpers going right in. Got a skunk Roscoe's down there.
Gets everybody out here, you know, after the season's over and get everybody working together again. You know, it works good. And there's a lot of young guys here that don't have to be here. They don't even fish, but they're here.
They're right about even with the boundary sign, and they were heading sort of towards you and in.
Some of the captains came up to me and asked me if I would be interested in donating one of the vessels and the license and help contribute in terms of the expense to catch the fish. And I said absolutely. I think fishermen have big hearts, they have big passion. Basically, I thought it was a no-brainer. It was something that I was more than happy to do, be sort of an anchor for the charity to build on.
The third year of our herring sale, and you know, the response has just been overwhelming, and you know, we are so proud to see such a great turnout and the support.
People from everywhere, from the island, from into the valley, Vancouver, North Vancouver, West Vancouver. It's just all over the place, and they're here mainly word of mouth. They were here at 6:30 when I got here. The parking lot was just full, and everybody's happy.
We're looking for people to get back to us and tell us if they're early risers and can get here for a 5:30 in the morning shift, or whether they're coming in the afternoon shift to try to let some of these very tired volunteers go home. Right now on site, we've got about 75 volunteers that have shown up. We're lacking about 25 more. And we know that we've got a whole lot more fishing crew out there, and the call for next year is we need at least 25 more people.
We had an email list we sent out who said, hey, I'm interested, sent out an email. It's super cool to come down here and just see all of it done, everybody coming together, all the fishermen hard at work. We do need a lot of younger guys that have some muscle to come down and help out with all the wheelbarrows, but it's just so great, everybody coming together, and it's been great to see it.
Oh, that's what you do with the drunken sailor. That's what you do with the drunken sailor. Early in the morning.
Crowd control. As long as I keep smiling, they keep doing what I ask them to do. So it's all been working very well. And I find by about halfway through the line, they all know what they're supposed to do, and everybody's been really great and really patient this morning, and everybody's inside, so they're nice and warm this year, and got everybody in out of the rain.
Now I'm retired, you know, but I keep busy. I don't want to watch TV and get fat and waiting to die. And I love what I'm doing. Well, I fish all my life. I started fishing in the Grand Banks in Portugal as a kid, 12 years old, and then came to the Grand Banks and when I was a blackjack, 21, and all of a sudden the ship forget me. I stay in Canada, and after that I've been all over, fishing in Africa, fishing in the Mediterranean, fishing in the Portuguese coast, Atlantic, over here in the States, fishing all over the place.
My husband, he's a fisherman. I used to fish, and he even worked in this cannery too, sorting fish and doing herring. But I had cancer myself, but it was tongue cancer, and they saved me. I just feel like I want to give a little back. I always have. This is Yogi. Everybody call, his name is Gary Digger.
I'd like to talk, but I'm busy.
Oh!
I'm busy.
Over the years, there have been fishermen groups that have put on regular meals for people down the east side of Vancouver. But individual fishermen have also been very, very generous and donating not only to Children's Hospital but to other charities around the province. So this is very, very much in character with fishermen and the good work that they do in their communities.
We have many, many people here from all different fishing sectors that are happy to try to give back and help the kids at BC Children's Hospital fighting terrible diseases.
And every dime that you spend on herring today goes to kids with cancer. We don't keep a dime. Everything you've seen here today is donated. The boat was donated, the ice was donated, and we're just really pleased that all of you made it to come down today. We're going to present the honorary captains, which you've seen as the display today, to the family members, and we're going to present the check to Children's Hospital from last year. And so keep working through the line, but we'll follow along as we go.
Well, so this is our third annual herring sale. And I just wanted to share a little bit about the beginnings of our sale. back in 2011. The spark for this sale was a young woman named Nicole. She was battling cancer, 17 years old. And a friend of the family, Brent Mellon, who we have here today, fisherman, had this great idea to sort of resurrect the concept of a charity herring sale, but this time for kids with cancer. Together we formed a small group of people who met with Nicole back at Canuck Place and it was just really neat because she got to be a part of the planning and the creation of this event. The logo that you see everywhere, and just her mark is on this event, and even as far as where the money goes, because she had a clear sense of where these funds will go. So it's not just going to BC Children's Hospital, and not even just generally to kids with cancer. There's some specific things that she wanted to see happening as far as making a difference for the kids' quality of life and their families. So that's what's happening with the money that's earned here today.
When you're asked to say a few words about your daughter, it's a hard thing to do in just a few words. I could tell you stories all day about Emily, but I guess for the first few words, I would say she was beautiful. She was smart, athletic, energetic. She was courageous and very strong-willed. She was a social butterfly that was boisterous and funny. And when Emily died, our house became a much quieter place. She was diagnosed with neuroblastoma when she was 9 years old. I'll put it this way so you can see her. And she fought for almost 3 years. But through most of that time, she tried to remain herself, her fun-loving self. And I think she did a good job of that. People would ask us how we'd stay so strong, and I said, well, look at her. If she's my inspiration, that's how I stay so strong. She once asked me if we would forget her. People would forget her after she passed away. And I said that anyone who ever met her would never forget her, and those of us lucky enough to have loved her would carry her with us forever. So all the girls here today serve as a reminder to the volunteers and everyone buying herring of why we're here today. It's not about the fish, it's about the kids, and it's about the kids still fighting cancer right now and their families. And I want to thank every single volunteer for their time and their energy, and I want to thank everyone buying the fish for their donations. And you're doing an amazing thing putting this together. Thank you very much.
And now if we can have Tessa's family come forward.
We miss her tremendously. And again, thank you to all the volunteers, to Brent, to everyone. This is just a tremendous recognition for us. And thank to you again for purchasing the fish. It means a lot.
It's really an honor today to speak to you, and I hope that I can press upon you today the significant difference that these funds are making in the lives of patients in our program. A diagnosis of cancer, as you might expect, halts and transforms the lives of everyone, of the patient, the parent, siblings, friends, extended family members, school and work communities, and the lives of everyone around them. And so often, upon hearing about a cancer diagnosis of a child or adolescent, people really want to provide support or to provide assistance, but often they just don't know what to do. Truly know, Fishermen Helping Kids with Cancer truly enhances the quality of lives of patients in our oncology program. Raised funds will purchase books, DVDs, video games, iPads, toys, and necessary resources for our playroom. And each of these, we believe, provides necessary distraction, engagement, escape, and normalcy for our patients going through a really difficult time in their lives. Funds have purchased Christmas gift cards for families, absolutely necessary items to help families just be families throughout their child's diagnosis and treatment while remaining in Vancouver for an extended period of time. Funds will also be used to provide distinct support for adolescents with cancer, and this is a population whose needs are quite different from the needs of adults and children. Funds will be used to provide supports that we believe are important in normalizing, engaging, and reducing isolation for this unique group of people. Funds have also purchased a vein finder to minimize discomfort from numerous and countless pokes, which are needles, and other equally valuable resources with our oncology clinic. And these funds can't change the fact that children and adolescents get cancer, but they can absolutely change how someone moves through cancer. The initial conception for how these funds were to be utilized was developed in the spirit and memory of someone who bravely battled this disease, as we heard about.
Thank you. I'm Nicole's sister, and Nicole was always afraid that people would forget about her, like many kids are that die young. So she would have been really honored that people come here and volunteer to support people that are in really difficult situations. And thank you to everyone who came to buy fish today. These kids would have been really thankful to you. Thank you.
For us, I think the main thing was just the bravery. That just from a girl, 17, passed away, just how strong she was. And I think all of us we can't even imagine how it must feel to be the person that's affecting, because we were affected from the sidelines, not having it in our hearts. And it's just crazy how strong of a girl she was. And we're just so happy that we can be here to pay homage to her and do anything that we can.
And she provided guidance to us as to what kinds of supports young people with cancer need. And as a result, items purchased through Fishermen Helping Kids with Cancer are items that patients themselves truly believe will help them. And so it's really with true sincerity, gratitude, and awe that I thank you so sincerely for the fundraising efforts you've done today. Thank you.